And so we behold the Horn of Magnus afoot. It's Game 3, Empire versus Na'Vi. CIS showdown coming your way. It's a new Empire, it's a new Na'Vi, but it's the same old faces, just mixed up a slightly different way. And with that said, this match, an elimination game for the Dota 2 Asia Championships European Qualifier. The loser goes home, doesn't even get to go to China. The winner still has to win a couple more matches just to be a wildcard team, let alone to get into the main event, which is where the real money is. 1.6.5 million, I think, roughly. It's exceeded the TI2 prize pool and now continues to grow thanks to the support of everybody in the Dota 2 community. So big shout out to you guys. And well, with that said, we're underway now. I'm LD. I'm joined here by KOTLguy and Dakota. As always, we see this Vengeful Spirit first pick. Nothing too unusual. Na'Vi wasting no time in their reply with the Magnus Rubik.
Yeah, Rubik going to be taken away from Empire this time and snagged up from Na'Vi, but Empire do get their old Yoki Tidehunter, which he just can't seem to lose with. Even if he's not using Ravages in the early to mid part of the game, they seem to be able to put together those wins. Now moving, he's 6-0 undefeated, so they're feeling good. They're not going to do what they did in game number 1, which, mind you, it was a dominating performance. Game 1 from Na'Vi, game 2, dominating performance from Empire, so we don't know what to expect here from game number 3. Two huge teams that we were expecting to see make it all the way through. Now one of them's got to go home. And like you said, the winner, their journey doesn't stop there. They still have to take on the winner of Alliance and Virtus Propolar, which, mind you, is going to be our next best of 3 after this one. But we still have a score to settle here. And LD, I can't seem to get away from all these best of 3s going the full 3-game stretch. Every game I've casted so far has gone all the way. It's exhausting, but I'm loving it at the same time.
Yeah, you sound very angry about it. No, it's been a lot of fun.
I'm angry and excited.
Well, we're going to see Empire remove the PA here, as well as Medusa. This is looking like a Faceless Void pick. Obviously, Evasion good against Chronosphere now, and if you try to jump a Medusa and she Stone Gazes, that's an easy reply. So let's see if that is indeed the angle Na'Vi trade. They're still going to go for the Troll. I'd be surprised if Empire let them get the same 3 cores we saw in Game 1. Magnus, Troll, Void. They did have Avenge backing it up, which synergizes a bit better than Rubik, yet still the potential for them to have those 2 big ults, Mags as well as Voids, and then to steal Ravage, that is not a fun situation to find yourselves in. So let's see what this next pick from Empire is going to be.
Yeah, Empire, I wouldn't be surprised if they consider banning out the Void. That's if, of course, they don't happen to snag it up. So we'll have to see here. But now Vengeful Tidehunter, probably looking to possibly round out their support staff. Dazzle's been a popular pickup, and they do grab the Faceless Void themselves. They're like, we're not going to have time to ban it, and we know Na'Vi are probably going to go for it. I feel like this is more of a deny pickup than it is something that Empire were actually planning on picking up themselves.
Well, I think when you ban the Void or the PA Medusa, though, you're kind of setting up for yourselves to take it. But if you really wanted it, they could have gone for it with the 3rd pick. So
that's true.
Yeah, well, I guess they're not as afraid of the Void without the Troll at his side, because that's where, you know, the Magnus Empower is nice on Void, but the Troll attack speed just does so much more. That's where you start getting the chain bashes, and most of Void's DPS comes from those double damage time locks inside of Chronosphere. So I think not wanting the pairing to go Na'Vi's way, nicely done by Empire, and this is going to mix things up a bit. So now Na'Vi won't be able to go for the Phonic Void. It's generally Dendi handling the Magnus, the Troll normally in Havost's hands, so they still need a Phonic hero. Looking at Phonic heroes out there, anything that jumps out at you, I was gonna say yeah, there's bad, but we just haven't seen it very much from
Bad. There's Centaurs, and something that actually hasn't been picked up as of recent. He used to be called Horse God for a reason. Big Bad Brad. There was a nice period of time, I want to say, definitely last season of Star Ladder for sure, that he was always first pickup worthy, but they've kind of fallen off the wayside. Abaddon going to be pickup here. If you're not going to go down the road of getting something like a Wraith King to counter the Faceless Void, and you still need a support, I think Abaddon's probably the best pickup you can ask for. So Na'Vi, I think, pick up a really solid grab right here in this Abaddon to kind of take it back to him. Plus, they have the benefit of removing those pesky stuns that maybe Vengeful's would love to set up with that shield. So a solid grab here from Na'Vi, but Empire now with the pick on their side, they still need to get a secondary support. I imagine that this is now going to be a core Faceless Void, so probably someone to be able to contribute a lot from the outside of that bubble.
Huh. Yeah, well, Godlike Dota, no surprises to see the Abaddon pick. It's
AA, I'm feeling right here, by the way.
For Empire? Yeah, that could be really good. Generally, teams have not been allowed to get Venge AA. If we see the first stage Venge pick, then normally AA gets banned second stage, just because that duo just dishes out so much damage. But it's available. It would synergize beautifully with Chronosphere. It's good against Troll, who normally gets lifesteal at some point, or a teammate will get it for him. It could be a nice pickup here for Empire.
They've played it a lot, too. I believe up to this point, 3-0 with it. So I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't want to go for it. But they probably just want to overall round out a second support who's going to be able to contribute a lot. So we'll see where they take it from here. Yeah, but Navi again going for that Naga ban. That's just something that always kind of makes me feel a bit awkward. I haven't seen Empire run a Naga anytime recently. And do you feel like Naga is something that would be hindering to their lineup? Well, of course, if you're not going to get an A, I guess Skywrath Mage is the other one who's going to be able to do a lot with Faceless Void. So there's that dynamic duo we saw really debut in TI4, and to this day, it continues to be a big nuisance here.
Skywrath Void, really nice together. The Skywrath also shuts down Magnus pretty hard. Has to go BKB. You have the Abaddon Shield to cleanse off that silence, but just that second to interrupt him, it's often all you need to get off the Chronosphere, to get off a Ravage, something along those lines. And yeah, I think the Skywrath, it's probably the better choice than the AA in terms of what it brings to the table for the team fights, and can still set up kills with the Void. So I actually like that a bit more than the AA that we were discussing. And Broodmother will be the 5th ban here from Navi. They have some wave clear, but they don't really have the best supports to shut down a Brood in lane. And if you don't shut them down in lane, you're going to have a bad time later on. So not wanting to get cheesed out in this game number 3.
But where would that Brood go? I mean, we already have a Tide and a Faceless Void. One of them obviously got to go to the off lane. Does that mean a safe lane core farming Brood? I haven't seen Empire really run that.
They could run like the Tide mid and the Void safe lane and then run the Brood off, I suppose. So
yeah. It's true enough.
Tide mid's okay. He's not really that scary, but you can bully a hero like Magnus a bit with Anchor Smash.
I agree with you, though. If Brood is in the game and she has early roam and potential to just plague out a lane, you got to do something about it. And by that point, you got enough space for the rest of the Brood's teammates to get a lot going for. But yeah, I'm loving this too here. Klink's going to be picked up here as the 5th grab right here.
Funny
really
Klinks.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, boy. It has been, you know, how fitting, Dakota. I was talking about it earlier. The Funny Klinks back in the old Empire. I hope it's him playing it. It could be Havost, I suppose. But this guy was made for Klinks. They love each other dearly. Natural Orchid Carrier can be very good against Tidehunter. The supports are total food for Klinks if he gets farmed. Skywrath Venge, and of course, it has good synergy with the Troll Ultimate. And we've seen a few teams pick a casual Troll, but not really pick heroes who use the attack speed well, and I think it's a big mistake. If you want to go for Troll, you should build your lineup around the Rampage, or the Battle Trance, not Rampage. So I think this Klink's pick works in that sense. Can also really dominate a Tidehunter in lane, so that's another benefit to going for it. I will probably see the Troll Abaddon dual laning bottom, and the Klink's Rubik most likely top. Maybe the Rubik roaming around a bit. And with that, the Troll's pretty tanky, difficult to kill, and you just park Abaddon behind him. Unlikely to go down, so I'm interested to see how this game develops. The final pick looks to be your silent Gyrocopter, so it's the Yoki Void probably coming out. Resolution will go mid as the Tide. It's shaping up for some big wombo combo here from Empire.
Yeah, going to be very action-packed. And if they were even considering using Troll in some sort of pushing assault, Gyrocopter's going to be right there to clear house. But yeah, I like the Klinks as well. If they do need to fall back on a plan B, split push style, Battle Trance globally will be always there and allow this Klinks to be able to get those quick structure takedowns. And mind you, he was buffed to the point that his orb now does stack with a Desolator, with now a Diffusal Blade. So more item options here for Klinks in the new era of Dota. And I'm curious to see how he's going to look to build it up since his old heyday of playing Klinks. Now he has a lot more options to work with. But
that's a good point.
Wouldn't be a good Empire game if we couldn't have our signature silent Gyrocopter to round things out. They want to go out with a big bane here. I am excited, LD. Mind you, Empire came into this matchup 70% as the favorite, but Na'Vi, because they were brought down in game number 2, are going to be forced to go into a game 3 tussle. And, well, loser goes home. Winner moves on to face the winner of Alliance VP Polar.
Yeah, winner still has a lot of work ahead of them. They got to get through this game 3 first, though, and with that, they're going to send Funnick down towards the bottom lane. He's been pulled quite a bit of regen, so maybe they actually do look to send the Clinks off lane here. We'll have to see if he's just going down to drop a ward, or if they actually want to lane in bottom. But with that said, we'll run through our introductions. Na'Vi, they took game 1 convincingly. Game 2 got thwomped, and now looking to close out Empire in this deciding game number 3. Funnick on the Clinks, going towards the mid lane will be KOTLguy on his signature Abaddon. Havost handling that Troll Warlord. You can already see the Radiant team dropping down a ward here. And Funnick, I think they scouted him out. Just a little peep of that head as he'll now Windwalk and retreat out. Empire not rocking any dust or sentries yet, so no way to kill that Clinks at this point. And well, to complete the Na'Vi introductions, you've got the Dendi Mag and the Vankscore Rubik rounding things out. And of course, Mr. Havost on the Troll.
On Radiant side, it's going to be Empire. They come off a dominating win in game number 2. On the top, we've got Yoki scouting out that rune area. He's not going to get close to it, but he wants to, I guess, see what the hell's happening. He's going to be playing your off-lane Faceless Void. Mid lane, it's going to be Always One to Fly. Vengeful Spirit, at least for now, supporting. Walking About, Aloha Dance, going to be playing your Skywrath Mage. Resolution is going to be your mid lane Tidehunter, and that leaves the bottom lane to be Silent on his signature Gyrocopter.
He'll head to the safe lane, and always interesting to see what build Silent goes for on Gyro. The Midas Rush has happened occasionally. Dominator's not uncommon. We've seen the BKB Rush from him. He sometimes goes Phase Yasha, then goes straight into MKB, can go back for the Manta once in a while. This guy has gone for like every build under the sun, and part of it's the nature of Gyro, but it's also just how adaptable he is. So looking forward to that. For now, our mid lane, a bad, unfun lane for Havost. He's pulled 2 tangos, rushing the bottle, and he's going really aggressive here on Aloha Dance. He has no regen, going to have to ferry something out, which will be an additional set of tangos already picked up.
Resolution happy with this. He needs the help, especially in the early wave or two, and Aloha Dance is going to be right there, and with a couple of clarities, he's going to be dishing out some serious arcane bolts early on, and someone like Troll can't take that early punishment. It actually eats the gush as well. Havost going to be in trouble. That's first blood. Oh, Havost. Just a little too greedy to try to stay in the mix right there, but you cannot underestimate the power of a Skywrath Mage, even at level 1.
Yeah, you just got to sit back a little bit. Like, with Skywrath Mage, you know he's going to get all his harass out, but just Havost playing too aggressively in the lane. It's early enough that it's not like it really hurts him that much in terms of levels, but now you've given the early first blood away. Tidehunter's going to claim it, and from here, it should be Resolution he gets to play aggressively. Has the bottle, walking back towards base. Boots will come out next, and with that, he'll be much more difficult to gank. He can post up more on the Troll, and both of these heroes normally excel at shutting down other melees, so all that
top lane. Yeah, they're making it go into Yoki here with the telekinesis, but they want to turn the tables here onto Vankscore. The Arcane Bolt here. Oh, a skewer towards the tower, but not going to be close enough. Yeah, enough for one little attack, but at least Dendi will be able to save his comrade. No blood is going to be shed in this top lane, it looks like.
Nice play by both there. Yoki, if he time walks in there, then Dendi can skewer him into the tower.
Oh, bash mid lane. Resolution could go down. One more auto attack. Got him! Wow, what a bash on the high ground right there. Plus the tomahawk. And look at that, Havost gets redemption from earlier.
The courier didn't get there yet. He had boots, bottle, and a magic stick. Meanwhile, top lane, Yoki chasing Dendi and Vankscore out. Won't be able to go in any further. That's just unfortunate. Both mid laners just playing too aggressive here. An unexpected bash, it sounds like. But if he waits a half second more, the boots, bottle, magic stick arrives, and that kill doesn't happen. So a critical time for Havost to pick one up. Gets back on the board. Now his own bottle's out. He's got still a couple tangos to work with, and Resolution with the first blood still gonna have a bit more gold to play around with for now. But this lane should equalize, so we'll mostly just see both players on par in that lane. And then look at our safe laners, the Gyrocopter farming well, but not shutting down Funnick, who's getting a lot in return. And in this top lane, Dendi, despite all the harassment, actually your leader in CS, as the Void is struggling a bit. So Empire are falling behind in CS in that lane.
As for the bottom lane, I'm curious how long they're going to have KOTLguy hang around down here. I think Funnick, without them having sentries on the other side, he should be relatively... I say that, and then he gets stunned up. The caster curse could be real. The shield will save him, and he is able to walk away. So I guess I should eat my words on that one. It felt like for a while he'd be safe because they don't have the detection, but I guess he's just a little too flimsy. The man is made of bones, after all, so he does get on the back end of some harassment. He'll crumble.
Poorly constructed. Yoki is just not getting his luck, man. He needs this bash on Dendi. He gets a bash there, he goes for a kill, but unfortunately didn't have it. Not his day yet on the Void. Earlier didn't have it skilled, but this time around he did, and hoping for that low percentage chance. It's going to force Dendi back to base, though, and he's got the Arcane Boots completed if he wants them. Doesn't really seem like he's getting to leave the lane too much, so I think he just skips the bottle here, goes straight for the arcanes, but he'll make that decision when he gets back. Bottom rune.
4-minute rune. Going to be snagged up from Always Wanna Fly. He has to throw out the stun. Havos is going to be able to catch up with that slow. He's going to be in trouble. Silent's kind of second-guessing where he can commit. And it looks like, yeah, just a run-down tomahawk to the back of the head right there from Havost. And, well, he does drop early that first blood, but now he's put together a couple of kills. Plus, he's 17-2 to tied 16-4, given that Resolution did have this period of time to catch up on CS. I have to say, Havost has caught up quite nicely here in the mid lane now.
Dendy's still saving his gold, maybe going to buy these arcane boots from the side shop. He does TP back to the top lane. Man, Havost goes from giving up first blood to leader in net worth. What a life.
That's CIS Dota if I've ever heard it.
It's such a roller coaster watching Havost play. You really just never know where it's going to land. You're going up, you're going down. Sometimes you get off, but it takes a little while. Bottom lane, Funnick on the chase on the Silent. Can't quite get the kill there. But we'll see this Clix getting very scary with the Serried Arrows being leveled up, level 3 coming soon. Troll attack speed always ready. He'll have Empower. It's going to be Superman Clix as this game goes along.
Top lane, Aloha Dance getting a bit aggressive with the harassment. He gets skewered right back into the tower, and he will drop. But oh my god, first hit batch on the Dendy is going to allow Yoki to get the return kill. So now Empire are the one who get the better of it. Vanscore, though, hunting him down right here. Maybe I was going to say catching up with the Fade Bolt, but Yoki's going to be fine. And, well, it's just a support for Dendy's Magnus. Empire very happy with that.
Yeah, it looked like a really nice, clean combination play there with the lift into Skewer. One of the best partners for Skewer, as you not only get the stun, but you also get to reposition them. They're going to make their go on Funnick, and they managed to... Oh, the shield dropped early by KOTLguy, as they won't remove the stun. He's still healed up and kept alive. They committed a sentry ward for that. Not the biggest loss. They can still have it a bit longer in lane. And at the same time, Yoki almost finished off here. Top Vanscore and Denny got real aggressive on him. Not sure if he backtracked anything there on the way out, but he will make it back safely to base.
Yeah, just to echo what you said before, the Rubik Magnus combo is just so absolutely devastating. You're seeing a race for the rune top, and it actually is grabbed up from Tide. It looked like Havost was actually in front of him, but Tide is able to snag up that haste rune, and now he's looking to put it to strong use here. He pops his haste, and he's dancing around with Havost right now, and here comes Aloha Dance. There's the Ravage going to be popped out. It looks like Havost is going to be the one to go down, and it's going to be a sweet pick right there. And fortunately for Resolution, being able to snag that rune, it was like a photo finish on who got it, and it would have been the difference either way.
That's going to leave a mark. They do commit 3 heroes to that as well as a Ravage, so you're going to lose. You lose your Troll. Nice win for Empire, but it's still a big investment in that kill. It means the rest of Na'Vi can play a bit more aggressively. Clix has less fear. This top lane, not as likely to die. Chronosphere is coming online fairly soon, though, and they may look to make something happen with that. Yoki just a few creeps away. They're leaving their supports back, currently smoked up. No dire vision of this. And they'll be jumping in momentarily. They are actually not going to wait for Chronosphere. They're going to go in now with the concussive shot, but it's on to Dendy, who has a skewer still ready. They time walk forward, silencing him so he can't get anything off. They'll need a bash here to get the kill. It's not happening. They could have waited for Chrono. Might have been a bit different case, but instead, they just end up not getting the kill.
Yeah. Also, good heads up. KOTLguy knew that pressure was coming. He made the rotation up to the top just in case. Even if the bash was there, he'd be right there with the shield to help out. So, good. They'll be fine. So, this is a wasted smoke gank attempt from Empire, and they'll be forced to kind of separate and go back to their usual laning farm now.
Yoki, the lift into Skewer. No chance to cast a spell. Ends up going down. Silent again forced off this lane a bit by Funnick. Continues to pound into it, but he's got a call down, and he's going to get the kill on Funnick as it hits. The rockets follow him through. Silent with the ambush. Crouching gyro, hidden destruction. Pulls it out of the hat, and...
Uh-oh, here comes Havost. The Wild 4 appears. OP looking to make a move on through. Silent. Ooh, he's trying to dodge. The Tomahawks does get away. This gyrocopter moving pretty fast right here, and now the rotation is coming here.
Is he really still chasing?
Turn. Yep, there's a gush. Havost, you've gone too far. What are you doing? Oh, just a little. Let's Havost.
Jesus, dude. That was like a 15-second chase. Of course they're going to rotate on that. Oh, man.
But it's also because that all started with the great silent move in. And remember, Gyrocopter's cooldown was buffed as well. The AoE was spread much bigger, and now the slow is applied to the second rocket. So that is just very, very devastating. Not really a way to get away once you're caught in the middle of it, and it's just so much damage on your flimsy little clink. So good work from there.
Yeah, that was a value call down. He got the entire creep wave as well as the kill. You can't ask for better than that. And Empire about to get Ravage out for resolution now. It's just come off cooldown. The Chronosphere is also online. Na'Vi not really snowballing here with the multiple deaths on Havost after the great comeback start. Funnick will be the one that they look to. He's farming the bottom lane right now, despite the death. Still CSing reasonably well, but they haven't managed to dominate any of these lanes. And up against all these AoE ults, that's going to be a concern moving forward.
This is where things are going to get exciting, though. We got RP, we got Chronosphere. They're looking to try to maybe put him to use. Steady does make his rotation back towards the top lane, but we got a Aloha dance waiting here. They failed the first attempt on trying to make a gank happen here, and they're hoping for something better. 2 trees separate these 2 supports up here. We'll see if Yoki can kind of bait out any sort of move forward. Vanscore's trying to get what I imagine being a telekinesis skewer.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Silence.
Chrono drop. It's on the far side. Vanscore manages to snag it, but he can't do much with it. As Void's still freely able to move around, they try to backstab on Resolution mid. I want to mention, he did blow a Ravage trying to kill off Godlike, but Godlike got the self-deny with his nuke earlier. Good play there from him, and in the end, still sends the Abaddon back to the well, which means he's not available to help in the top lane. Might have been able to turn that jump onto Dendi. But yeah. Empire, again, I feel, even though there's some nice little plays by Na'Vi, they're not transitioning into objectives. Like, he denies himself, but they don't get a kill off of that. They don't take a tower. They still end up losing their Magnus top. Empire just starting to pull ahead with this deciding game number 3. Goldly now up to 2.5K and change, 2,000 experience, and growing, tied with the Blink already. Gyro building towards Silence. Silent will build towards the Yasha. Empire gearing up for a very fearsome mid-game.
Yeah, and with that top engagement that they come out on top of, they do get the first structural takedown of the game with that tier 1 in the top lane, and that small net worth advantage continues to rise slowly, while bottom, Na'Vi look to get one of their own, and they do so. Funnick picks up that tower and immediately retreats his way on out. We'll have to look to see. We were questioning a bit what he will decide to do. It's been quite a while since Funnick has been sporting the clinks, and now the options are much more. So I'm curious to see where he's going to take it. Do you have any sort of interest as far as what Clinks needs to get in this particular kind of game to really help Na'Vi out as the mid-game does approach?
It's tough. Clinks is best when he doesn't get caught, right? He's pretty tanky with Death Pact, but still very vulnerable when he's jumped, especially by this Empire draft. So I'm not sure. It looks like he's going Midas. This could just be treads for him. But if you go for the completed treads here, you have to worry about keeping up with Empire, who you know are going to be snagging kills in the mid game. So I think Clink's one of the most level-dependent carries just because of how well Death Pact scales. Getting the level 3 Death Pact, the cooldown goes down quite a bit, which means the uptime is more. And on top of that, you get a lot more bonus HP, which you'll need to survive through these big ults. So I think Midas is a pretty valid choice. It's a bit on the late end, but they're going to go in now.
RP onto Aloha Dance. This should be an easy takedown of the Birdman, and it
Meanwhile,
certainly is.
Chronosphere that was stolen, used on Always Want to Fly. He gets off the stun. That stun's stolen too, but a zoning cooldown will bail them out. Even with the stolen Chrono, not a whole lot they could do about it.
Certainly not. So they step back. They don't get their kill. It is Na'Vi, though, who do get the kill on the mid lane. Now Resolution, who trots himself back, has the level 2 Ravage at the ready. So we'll see if Empire look to converge and try to make use of it. Funnick, pretty low here. There is a sentry. Oh, that's on their side. There's going to be the Ravage, and he just absolutely dominates the little bone man. And that's going to be enough, but no, Anchor Smash. Good heads up right there. Resolution, because he just pops the Anchor Smash after the Ravage, going on to Funnick.
Nice.
Fortunately, not going to be the grab they wanted, yeah.
They'll hold the tower here for now. It's still got a glyph up. Ravage is down. Chronosphere online, though. Yoki, no Mask of Madness yet, but they have the call down as well. Cooling down in 5 seconds. Empire could potentially go for a big 5-man push. They're going to leave the Void off in the woods. I think the Mask of Madness actually inbound. Yeah, he's got it complete. Oh, man. This is a good timing for them. They can go for some big team fights. They can find solo pickoffs with the Mask of Madness Void, and it's Na'Vi who really will struggle to take engagements. One of those ults almost always bound to be up. They need some big Rubik plays this game. I feel like for Na'Vi to take fights, Vangscore has to be stealing the big spells. Call down, Ravage, Chrono. Chrono actually kind of hard for them to use properly, but if they can set up the Clinks to just auto-attack heroes on the periphery, then they'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
It is the completed treads for Funnick, so he goes for something that just helps him fight a little bit more now. I just don't know if they'll be able to fight. They're gonna have to play kind of ratty Dota, I feel. Use the RP for pickoffs and just generally avoid these full-scale collisions with Empire.
Yeah, the treads feel pretty essential. He's just so flimsy as it is. I mean, an Orchid could still go pretty far this game. There's definitely opportunities to get a lot of picks, and of course it doesn't hurt to have that extra bit of attack speed. But here we go. Speaking of attack speed, you're going to hear out the call from Troll, because they're going to dance with the big boy right now. Roche going to be brought down already to half-life, but Empire, they seem to be lining it right that way with Silently in the charge. He has a call down. This could be devastating. Call down onto everyone. They're committing to take out the road. Wave is going to be there as well. They do grab the kill. Aegis is going to be snagged from Avos, but they could lose a lot from it. Silent able to isolate, go on to Vanscore, but he's eating a lot of damage from the shockwave. Then he misses the skewer, unfortunately. Steps back. RP not going to be committed, fakes it out once, and they able to finish out Silent. Only
they
one
have
drop
Chrono,
for now.
but yeah, I don't know if they want to fight this without the gyrocopter. No Ravage either. Oh, it looked like it would have been so perfect for Empire.
Yeah.
They have Tide ready. No Ravage, though. Void not in position. If either Tide or Void is there with their ult online, that is a disaster for Na'Vi. Super big gamble, but I think they needed something like that. The way this game was going.
Go on to mid, though. Vos could be in trouble. The shield's going to be there from Goblak, but there's the Chrono. But RP on the outside catches all three, and now that Chrono's useless, but the Ravage return immediately takes down Havos to that Aegis and Dendi. A dueling, huge set of ultimates right there, and Mystic Flare is even going to be snagged up from Vanscore on the back end of it, but Empire, man, they take down the Aegis and they take down Dendi with that.
What an incredible RP. Blake's over the Chrono. I think he actually was queuing up the Blake even before the Chrono, so maybe he just gets lucky. Man, that was gorgeous. Unfortunately, they had no follow-up, and that is one of the issues with Na'Vi. Generally, when you pick Mag, he works best with some either cleaving carry, melee carry, like the Troll kind of works, but he was dead in that fight, or some big AoE nuker, and they don't really have either.
Funnick here scouting out bottom. Maybe going for a soul pick and always want to fly, and will go for it here. Boop, 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 boop. Got him. Funnick, little hitman. Going to be successful on this one and quickly TP's out.
Oh, they actually were about to run into Silent. I'm not sure if they could kill him just with the Godlike Abaddon. He does have his ult ready. Instead, I'll back off. As all in all, Na'Vi really making this a close game. 4K gold lead. If they lose that Roche fight, they're probably down 6 to 8K. And it just snowballs out of reach. Instead, it remains very much a winnable game. And they look for resolution.
Yeah, he tried to go into Godlike there and does force out the Godlike ultimate, but almost gets caught out there. Gonna be fine. Resolution is pretty far on the Tide. And now, top, up and above. Aloha Dance goes on the Godlike. He's able to sidestep away from the Mystic Flare, but he runs right towards Havos, where Havos is able to help him out and quickly clean up that Birdman.
Silent push out this bottom lane. He's gonna buy his Ogre Club. Does our Clinks look to make a move? Funnick, not just yet. So he goes straight Crystallis. He's not going to go Orchid. Empire do have two natural... Generally, I think Orchid is not good if they're going to get BKBs quickly. And Void, Gyro, both likely BKB builders. So it'll fall off later on this game. And it might even fall off quickly, depending if this Gyro decides to build it right away. So he goes for Crystallis, more of your hard carry build. It won't matter what they itemize for. He's still going to be hitting like a truck until perhaps Evasion comes out much later on. So I think this is the right item choice, given the kind of carries that Empire have.
I wish I knew the exact numbers, because Desolator is also an option for someone like Clinks, and that works together with Searing Arrows, and that's a lot of right-click damage. Even a crit could, fall short to comparison to the minus armor plus that on top of Searing Arrows. I wonder if that's something he considered, or just hoping that, I guess, the big crits come through.
Well, the main thing is later on this game especially, I'm not sure right now, but definitely later on the crit will scale better, and that's especially with the Troll, right? They've got the Troll, they have Empower as well, and just having additional attacks, but you don't really have an on-proc chance with Desolator, so Deso could be really good to snowball this stage of the game, but I think if Na'Vi looked towards the late game, this is the best item he can pick up, outside of maybe having gone for an early Midas, but that's a risky pickup, and it would not have led to some of these earlier kills that we've seen. So yeah, Crystallis now complete for Funnick. He's going to move towards mid, scurrying down towards the bottom rune, and this is one of the big things with Clake's is just how good he is at rune control, because he's so mobile. He doesn't actually go into the rune, though. And they're going to jump
on mid. Chronosphere, Mystic Flare. Havos still living for now as he gets healed on up, and it's a nice set of Chronos here as it gets quickly stolen and used, but Havos already going to be dropped right now. KOTLguy on the retreat. Successful gank coming through from Empire, and they don't even need to use the Ravage for this one. Just a simple Chrono. So good pick right there from Empire. They take down the prized Havos, and they'll just step back and continue to farm it on up.
They don't really have the perfect answer for Chrono. Like, you cannot count on Magnus RPing 3 heroes who are on the boundary of it as it comes out, and they don't have swap, they don't have a shallow grave, no disruption. Abaddon's okay, but as you could see there, it's oftentimes he falls short of being able to shut down the initiation. So, good pick-off for Empire. They'll look to push, and nice response from Na'Vi. They know Empire's 5-man is really strong. They want to split push. The Glyph gets forced out. Dire Glyph also available, so we'll probably see a tier 1 tower trade. Empire are going to go for 2 here, I imagine. They still have the Chrono. Maybe they take a tier 1 trade and go back. Let's see.
Vanscore, or sorry, Always Want to Fly, going to be the one who does rotate for Empire to scout out as far as what the push is going to be here from Na'Vi, while Empire do continue to push. Oh, TP going to be denied there. Silent gets lifted up with the telekinesis, and he's going to be forced to fly away on his little airplane. Does have Aloha Dance nearby, but then he's thinking about maybe blinking forward and catching up, but no. Maybe he sees Aloha Dance there, and it's like, it's not going to be too easy of a grab, and decides to pull back. Meanwhile, on the other side, seeing a tussle between Funnick and Always Want to Fly. Ooh, the crit does connect. Big damage there. Always Want to Fly. Bit risky.
Really?
What are you doing? Crit? Oh my, he's going to go down.
Actually.
Sun's there. Rotation. Goes into the woods. Swap back. What? Oh my goodness. There's
what a play!
Dancing back and forth. He does end up going down, unfortunately, but Aloha Dance could get revenge, and that is a great trade for Empire.
1-for-1 exchange at the end as your casual Tidehunter drive-by continues. He picked up a haste rune earlier. He was sprinting bottom. Fastest watermelon you'll ever see, and then just waddles back mid, just walks by KOTLguy. I don't really want to tussle with the Abaddon. Just making journeys all over the map right now. 1-for-1, definitely going to be happy about that if you're on Empire. Some great fancy footwork displayed there by the Vengeful Spirit.
Ooh, they're looking to go towards Havost here. Silent.
They have vision of this.
He's got call down. He does call it, and now Havost hell's happening. Walks back, and well, he goes down. Resolution grabs that one. Killing spree for him, and Empire continue to find kill after kill. Now KOTLguy in trouble in the mid lane. Yoki moving forward. Still has Chrono. KOTLguy does have his ultimate, so it could take a bit of time. That ult going to be popped. I'm just going to walk with them. Hey, how's it going? But we'll wait. But no, they're going to steal. Time walk. But yeah, KOTLguy goes down, and now it's a 2-man takedown. Na'Vi had a bit of a lead there, but Empire, man, they even things up with these couple of picks. And now it doesn't stop. Oh, almost pulled out the Chronosphere, but with that time walk that was stolen, Vanscore gets away and also blinks away from that gush.
The great Rubik escape. He's really having to work. Empire just still pushing onwards, and so difficult to take in these 5v5 clashes. By the way, I want to point out Silent has gone for a Ghost Scepter. Not the most common item on Gyrocopter by any stretch.
Certainly not.
But it's good against clicks. The only way he's really going to die is to right-click. They don't have anything as far as nuke damage goes, so it's a good way just to keep him alive. It means he's not the hard carry he could be, but it's kind of a nice utility balance that keeps him still somewhat involved in fights. Fight will break out now as Funnick chews into Yoki, almost finishing him off. Ghost Scepter now popped on your Skywrath Mage as well. And they're just going to look to keep on kiting Na'Vi. They may have to go for some Diffusal Blades. Double Ghost Scepter, potential to pick up an E-Blade on the Gyro if he wants it. Certainly an option here for Silent.
Yeah, and the Diffusal could be an option for Funnick if they want to deal with that Ghost Scepter now, being able to work with Clinks. So
that's
we'll
very
see.
True.
We'll see if it's something he goes for, but then again, he might want to finish out just the damage he's got with this crit to really get the full potential out of it. He goes back, finishes out with Havost started on those ancient camps as Resolution is nearby. They should know that they do have an aggressive ward up here since they did scout out Havost earlier, so they do have to play cautious in that secret shop area. But it's very apparent Empire want to dance. They have the Ravage still. They're ready to go. Maybe Resolution could try to bait something out in the mid lane while the support's hiding the wings, but you might have to wait a bit. Let's all take a moment to just calm down. 14-9, Empire are ahead. Net worth, though, they're very much in their favor, about 5K.
I didn't even get a chance to breathe. We're already back underway. Empire.
Sorry.
Pushing. Yeah, you better apologize. They're pushing on through. They already almost have a refresher on their Tidehunter, though. That's where things get really tough for Na'Vi. no reliable way to disable Kraken Shell, no Black Hole, no Chrono, no Doom, unless they steal the Chrono. It will be very difficult to prevent Resolution from getting off Ravage, and it puts the Clinks of Funnick in an awkward situation. You kind of want to go BKB just to deal with all the nuke damage and the double Ravage, but there's still Chronosphere and a lot of right-click from him, plus the Venjara, the Gush minus armor. He needs a lot of items. It's going to require Fat Clinks to take this, and he will jump onto Yoki here top lane. Brings him down about half, but not enough to get the kill.
TP's on cooldown, but he probably just assumes that he has the TP and will be able to get away. So Yoki is going to be fine because of that. The rest of his team was actually considering a rotation that way, just in case more Na'Vi was to show up. But
you know, the other cool thing with the E-Blade is not only can it be used defensive. Oh, Dendi caught out here. In trouble. Skewer can't be used as he's silenced, and he'll end up going down. But yeah, the cool thing is the E-Blade into the ultimate of the Scarith Mage. We'll throw out the shotgun now into Goblak. Definitely not your everyday gyrocopter build, but like I said, Silent loves to be very varied and just creative with the way he itemizes on this hero in particular, and I think this time around it might be the right item. It's certainly working so far.
Ambidextrous, I guess, with the builds on your gyrocopter. They secure another objective, grabbing that tier 2 tower, while Funnick doing a bit of split push here like you do on your Clinks, trying to lay into that tower, which is going to be immediately glyphed and rotated on, so he's not going to get a whole lot of damage on it. They opt to step back. Empire scout out that the Roche is up, but they probably can't do Roche quick enough at this point that Na'Vi would not be able to contest, so they're going to have to wait it out a little bit. Maybe until Silent can put together a little bit more respectable damage.
Yeah, Empire may just want to wait for this double Ravage. Resolution also closing in on the level 3 ulti, although he is pinged out here by the Abaddon of Goblak. A lot of pings coming out.
Oh, can they make the jump? Havost is rushing there. Maybe he can go for Ancients and make them think that they don't know what's going on, and that seems to be the case.
Hey, come at me! This could be a great trap!
Oh, I'm just taking out some dinosaurs here. No big deal. But no, they're not going to go onto the bait.
So Empire will go into the pit. Or will they? No, they'll back off. Silent just pokes his head in. They're so close to Refresher Tide. They're not going to wait. They smoke now. Now they go in. Here we go.
Maybe they want to go to the other side.
Not the hero you want to find. Goblak with the ulti online. They will shotgun him. Why the hell not? Blinking forth Resolution. Looks for the Ravage, but Vangskor gets the toss back, and he can't get the initiation off. Now the blink out. It's Goblak just running around, poking his head in here or there, causing all kinds of problems for Empire.
Oh, Funnick gets the courier way behind enemy lines down here, and there is no cargo worth, but that pesky little Clinks does get a nice snag right there. Just convenient for him to come across the little courier.
That's some much-needed gold, and as you mentioned, down about 5k. Now it ballooned up to 6k, now back down to 5 again, and he'll pick up his Blink Dagger. Blink, as mentioned in the previous game, is great against Void, and as soon as we start talking about Blink, he sells that Blink, and he'll go BKB instead. Okay. I think still getting a Blink could be a valid choice, though.
Oh, of course. But maybe he was like encouraged from his teammates. Yeah, you might want to go with a BKB first.
Be a man. Fight, you little bag of skeleton bones.
Goblak here, still on D-Ward duty. Resolution's like, get the hell away from that ward. Goblak, though, with plenty of durability, is going to get what he wants and be able to just trot away.
Yeah, it's very annoying when Abaddon's doing that, because, yeah, you can kill him if you've got enough lockdown to fight through the borrowed time, but you have to blow some big cooldowns in that case, and Tide's not going to waste a Ravage on it. So he gets to D-Ward and Ward very aggressively compared to most supports. Jump onto Yoki top lane. Is there enough in the way of crits? No. Just not quite enough DPS yet on Funnick. BKB
He's being quite the nuisance.
Yeah, if he gets enough damage items, then hero like the Yoki Void might not even be able to go off on his own. You go off on your own and you die if he gets a couple crits before you even have a chance to chrono BKB or react in any way.
Goblak pretty aggressive baiting for. Now Havost interjects, goes onto Aloha Dance if he can get some hits. No, it's the Ghost Scepter that's going to stop that, and a return with the F-Blade. Havost walks to his other side, and it's just a bit of a footsie here between both teams on each side of the river.
Yeah, with the amount of Ghost Scepters, we're going to need the Ghost Busters in the house to deal with these teams. They're really racking them up. And we may see more on the side of the Radiant in particular as this game goes along, just to deal with the Troll and Click's auto attacks. And the thing is with those heroes, they have no real damage outside of physical damage. Troll has some slight nukes, but if you get enough Ghost Scepters, they actually can't do anything.
They do have Refresher now, if he wants to buy it. I think Empire should wait until that Refresher is in their hands before they take a fight, but I guess they want to discourage that advice. Resolution moves forward with the Gush, forces back, and who's going to be committing first here? KOTLguy does get the stun, but now always want to flag and be ripped apart from Funnick. Chrono dropped, call down as well. They take down Havos, jump in, RP Ravage. Hell breaks loose here as Silent barely lives, but the Ghost Scepter's not going to help as he gets nuked down from KOTLguy now. Secondary Chrono, which was stolen, takes out Resolution, and it's Na'Vi who come out on top.
What a great fight, and I think the big combo breaker there, first of all, the quick kill from the Clinks, just instantly bringing down the Venge, who does not have a Ghost Scepter, and then Dendy, BKBing, dodging out from the Ravage, and getting the multiple hero RP. Dendy comes up all aces here on his Magnus, and with that, Na'Vi take the Roshan. The ults are also down for Empire now, and it did cost them a Havos buyback, but incredibly well worth it. With the ults down, let's see, how long are they going to have? 100 seconds with no Ravage. He almost still has gold to buy the Refresher, and he's sending the courier to the side shop now to try and do just that. So he can have one Ravage for this upcoming push, but if he dies and they don't, or uses it ineffectually, they may just end up losing racks off of that.
Did Ty buy his Refresher orb before he went down? It looks like he's short a lot of gold right here, and he couldn't finish it quite off.
He's got some of the components on the courier, most of them. He just needs the Void Stone right now.
Oh, here we go. Call down as they're trying to zone them back. Na'Vi want to go for that tier 2. Moving forward, it does force out the BKB from Funnick. Na'Vi will have to second guess on pushing forward. They step back, but with that big fight on the bottom, with that Roach takedown, they're very close to even things up as far as net worth goes in this game.
Having Aegis is so big against Empire as well. With all these one-hit wonder ults, you have the Aegis, it's basically like having a miniature Wraith King. Now, that said, Empire do have the Void to potentially chain bash Troll, so we'll see how the upcoming fights work out, but for now, Empire, having lost a lot of momentum off of that fight, they start to have some very squishy support heroes. Skywrath with just a Ghost Scepter, Venge with nothing at all. If you have supports this poor and you're against the Clinks, it gets very dangerous to go off on your own. So the more they're 5-manning, the more the Troll and the Clinks can be split pushing, and that's where Na'Vi can look to just kind of pull ahead and accrue a bit of a farm advantage. The 5-man Dota from Empire is incredibly potent, but if they're not able to execute big team fights, then the Na'Vi are going to come out on top. Empire now with the smoke. Clinks did buy a Blink Dagger to go with his BKB, so potential for the instant blink out as the Chronos attempted. Empire looking for the ambush, but it's KOTLguy who reveals it again. The worst possible hero to find. Havos will confidently charge in, and there's your RP from Denny. It's a big one, and they start tearing him a new one. The Void gets off his Chrono. 3 heroes trapped in it, but he hits like a wet noodle. Forced to run out now. They have double Ravage, but they don't have a whole lot to work with it. 1 Ravage comes through. Secondary Ravage is there. Oh, it's enough in the end. They bring down 3, maybe 4. Havos fighting through with the Aegis. Only now does Funnick get active in the fight. Silent E-Blade cooling down. He can keep a teammate or himself alive if need be, and, well, he'll be absolutely fine.
I was going to say that is not a fight you want to take. I mean, they're smoking and they're moving, but they don't have their precious double Ravage with them. And I was like, this is going to go for Empire. But they managed to get enough damage in that when Resolution did show up, it was more than enough. At least he was appetized enough that he's like, you know what? I might be able to do some serious work here. He does jump in, commits both Ravages, and it does pay off. So it does work out to their benefit. Maybe they could have got a lot more done if Resolution was there from the get-go, but it still works out for Empire in the long run.
It really does hurt Na'Vi not having a... they have the Troll, who in theory can be that melee right-clicker cleaving, but they just don't have the AoE damage follow-up to RP. Like, good RP there in Dendy, either 2 or 3 heroes caught in it, I forget exactly how many, but it took a while to bring them down, and then during that time, the Void's able to turn, drops the Chrono. Yoki didn't do that much damage, but he just buys time for his Tidehunter to arrive, so... As the game goes along, perhaps Havos ends up being the key hero to not get caught, so he can just cleave effectively over the RP. We still haven't seen a huge Rubik spell steal in the middle of a big team fight. There was the stolen Chrono in the last fight, but they had pretty much already won that fight at this point, or at that stage of the fight. So my eye's still on Vangscore to see if he can, you know, steal the call down in the midst of a team fight followed up with an RP. That could be incredibly devastating.
Or even just the Ravage. There's 2 of them now. So
yeah,
as long as he has good positioning with a Blink Dagger, which is something that Resolution always has to consider, is if you make a jump in with a couple of Ravages, you better be damn sure that Rubik is somewhere involved or at least nowhere near to quickly take it, because when you got 2 of them, it's that much easier for Rubik to take. So it has to be cautious about that. Top lane, though, it's going to be the Chrono called out here on Funnick, but here comes Vanscore from the outside. He steals that Chrono, and with that telekinesis, he can't quite finish what he started, but they're still committing. And now it's just Na'Vi taking the Chrono, and maybe they go for a counter initiation here. Mind you, they don't have 1 or 2 Ravages. Empire have to get the hell out of here.
Already Ghost Scepter and Aloha Dance is getting very nervous. They'll see the Clinks, but Vangscore leaps, and he gets the 2-hero Chrono. Now the Tidehunter swap back to safety. Always want to fly, will take the bullet. And then he leaps in, but he has no Ravages. Now he's got a single one online. Can he chase further? Goblek still with borrowed time ready. Vangscore blinking out. An absolute mad chase from Empire as they look to turn this fight. Call down now stolen, and Vangscore gets shielded at almost the perfect moment, but unfortunately...
Boast is coming with double damage from behind, though. He can look to do some serious work here. He comes in, pops his BKB, and now Yoki is able to get to the low ground. Resolution able to blink away. They are running away from this nuisance troll. Silent, though, is he going to be as lucky, trying to fly away on his little plane? He's able to walk away. The flat cannon stolen, and it looks like he'll be fine for now, but Dendy could cut him off with a Blink Skewer. They blink forward, they do take down Silent in the end, and they get Skywrath Mage.
Woo, that was a brutal fight. Na'Vi forced to expend 2 buybacks there. Clinks, as well as the Rubik. It almost could have been amazing. Vangscore steals call down. At the exact moment the Tide blinks in, he gets off the Ravage, but Goblek purged it off instantly with the Aphotic Shield. So in theory, if Vangscore had Spell Steal, maybe he could have Spell Stealed and instantly Ravaged, but... yeah, he just died a bit too quickly and didn't have Spell Steal in line anyway. Havost also BKB'd there after picking up the double damage turn, so he purged it off instantly, which was pretty unfortunate for him. But they push onwards. They know that the one Ravage is down. They are fighting into a second. They've used a buyback on Clinks, so they really do need to be careful about how much they commit to the siege.
Low ground, there's going to be the Chrono from the outskirts. Yoki is going to caught with the telekinesis from the outside, but the Ravage comes from the high ground. Does he get off the gush? He does. Not going to be stolen as easily, but the Chrono that was stolen previously is going to be used. Yoki just walks away through his own bubble, but always want to fly, gets skewered to the low ground, and just gets absolutely slaughtered. Silence still down for 10 more seconds.
They have no ults.
Confident.
They have no Ravage. They have no Chrono. Na'Vi might just be completing this lane of Rax. They're going to push through. They have a Vost in front. The Clinks at his side with the ult from the troll. It all just falls apart in a matter of seconds. Na'Vi, melee, and range both taken out. Now they look for resolution. Time walk in once again. Yoki will get a single kill. Havost now turns on him, and he starts going to work. He's chopping wood. They get an RP onto the skewer. Only clips Silent. Has the shotgun. He'll throws it out. Na'Vi perhaps overstaying their welcome here. Now Denny TPing out. Is there a bash? No bash. My kingdom for a bash. Can't get a singleton.
Resolution was in trouble. He has to force the low ground, and that little pesky Goblek's going to walk away, but Na'Vi walk away with the set of racks. Very nicely done. Goblek, though, not going to be able to walk away.
Oh, he got the MKB mini bash there. Unfortunate. Void can't buy a bash to save his life in like 5-6 auto attacks, but pretty much a first shot MKB mini bash there from Silent.
And a regen rune, just to show you how good his RNG is right now.
See, this is why I'm the one position player, Yoki. You don't know how to RNG like me. So
they need something big here because they've just taken a big shot. The base.
Clinks is dead for 30. He should be up in time to defend this. That was the big buyback death with the long death timer, but Empire just... they couldn't win that fight convincingly enough, nor could they push out quickly enough to take advantage. And to make matters worse, this could have been Roche's respawn time, but it's 2 minutes and counting. Actually, almost 3 minutes before it's online.
I mean, do we go back, LD, to the point where maybe Empire, just if they could get to that Roche pit, that one fight a few seconds earlier with the jump and call down, things could have changed so differently. We could have had a big 180, but Na'Vi have found their way through. They get that fight in particular, and there was a fight after that where they tried to make work without Resolution finishing out his refresher, and I think with those two, it was just a bit too much. Now Na'Vi are just able to kind of find their momentum here, and they could find more. Resolution, 5 more seconds before he has 1 Ravage. They have to second guess, but Dendy's coming in, who does have it, and there's going to be the chrono that was taken from Vanscore. The second chrono, though, does come out from Yoki. Ravage from the outside, which is finally up before he goes down, but Yoki gets his double, 2 for 2. Silent unleashing a Fury. Can he get it off in time? Self-Ghost Scepter allows him to fly away from this one, and Havos targets Yoki. Yoki able to step out onto the side still. 2 for 2 trade. Aloha Dance is going to make it a 3 takedown advantage for Na'Vi, and well, Na'Vi.
That was a really fun fight. Havost and Yoki are having a Bashlord contest. Yoki starts winning, and then Havost all of a sudden, you realize he's got 30 armor. This guy could take way more of a pounding than a Masqueratus Void, and the Void forced to quickly back off. So they have now used 1 Ravage. They have a secondary one. They also have a tied buyback. So he can refresh buyback and throw a Ravage out. Or just refresh Ravage, because it looks like he'll respawn in time. Chrono will be online in 50. So I don't think Na'Vi get a free lane of Rex here, but they'll take a tier 2. They'll probably get some aggressive wards down. More importantly, they buy time for the Roshan to respawn, which will be up in about a minute, and for their buybacks to cool down. That's the big gain here. They get a little insurance policy to go with this lead. 1 lane of Rex. Na'Vi, Havos caught out here, but well, BKB, he turns to hit Always Wanna Fly just once, and then runs the hell away. I gotta get some value out of this BKB, right?
Little parting gift in this homing missile, and Funnick's like, I'll get that homing missile for you, but no, he has to get the hell out of there now. So just a little bit of trades right here, but Na'Vi got to be feeling very confident. They'll just plant themselves, wait for the Roche, which is going to be coming up in, what, about 20 seconds time or so, so they'll be able to wait it a bit. But Empire, they're looking to contest. They only have 1 Ravage here. With the refresher being used, they move forward. Na'Vi put themselves in a good position from the outside. Jump forward, Ravage catches 3! Stendy does a beautiful job setting this one up, and they just absolutely slaughter through Empire. Now Yoki able to get off a nice chrono, and the Ravage that was stolen going to be used on the Silent, plus the Telekinesis. See you later, Gyrocopter. Double kill for Funnick. They're going for a 5-man takedown. Yoki slowly trying to get away, but he can't. Funnick catches up. Triple kill for the former Empire player. Now Na'Vi is his new home, and Na'Vi looked so good here with the Roche follow-through. I think they got this one.
Again, the Dendy RPs, the Vangscore spell steals. He stole Ravage. Fortunately for Empire, he got bashed, I think, no, the Gyro might have MKB mini-bashed him. He got slowed down anyway, and he couldn't really chase, and still gets off the Ravage on the Gyro, and at that point, fight's over, folks. It begins with a Dendy RP, and it ends in destruction for Empire, as they now are in danger of getting mega creeps. They do not have buyback on Void. They have no Ravages for 90 seconds. Na'Vi might even just go straight for the bottom lane. I think this is the end for Empire. They look so strong coming into this tournament. What was it, 18, 19 wins in a row? Almost indefatigable, but Na'Vi have found an answer, and they look to move on in the Dota 2 Asia Championships European qualifier. Staying alive here. The base is burning. The Empire in shambles. It's the Rebels who are going to take this game 3.
Unbelievable play from Na'Vi. Game 1 destruction, Game 3 pretty decisive here for them. I don't know if it's this ward that's all the credit for spotting out the rotation towards the Roche pit. I can't tell when they put out the smoke, but it was more than enough to get them in a good position to return fire, and a great team fight by that Roche. Here's an RP for a nice little cherry on top. Na'Vi, though, they're going to be your victors. They're going to move on to the next round and face the winner of Alliance and Virtus Pro Polar. And I'm sure a lot of Na'Vi fans out there very happy to see them continue to pull together a couple of wins and still stay alive.
Look at the post. This guy's diving tier 4s, tanking through everything, while Yoki is forced to run. Funnick on the chase. They need to back Havost up a bit, though. Dendy has no refresher just yet. Chasing Yoki out. Everybody running from each other. Dendy gets his Blink Skier, and he'll suck in Aloha Dance into a Mystic Flare. He drops it to no avail. He'll end up going down. Now Yoki being slowed. The SNY and Scotty combo. It just makes these heroes move like slugs. Now Resolution being chased out a bit, and well, they're forced back to the well. Ravage, 1 online right now. No refresher for 40. And Havost is looking to end it now, but he may end up going down to this Gyrocopter. He will. Resolution the trade, though. Your Tidehunter will buy back instantly. Funnick chasing him forward. He blinks into the well, taking cues from Havost as he goes deep for some additional frags. And now he'll march out to safety. Oh, by the way, 9k gold nearly in his pockets. They chase him out the other direction with the dust. He's forced to run. He's got a blink dagger ready. They maybe turn this Dendy with RP cooling down soon. Shotgun. Resolution with the blink anchor smash. And Dendy now getting gushed. They kite him, but the throne is in danger here. Silence playing tower defense. And that frees your Clinks up to go spend his gold. Rapier acquired. Funix says this one's in the bag.
Congratulations to Na'Vi. They'll be able to move on. Empire, though, props to them. They look so good coming into the DAC. They put up a great start to the early part of this tournament, but actually they just fall short. Looking forward to seeing a lot more from them, but hey, big props to Na'Vi here. They look good. They put together a well-respected lineup. They seem to be having a nice groove here with Havost on the Troll Warlord, and of course, Funix put a really good performance on his Clinks as well. Just overall, good job.
Well, Na'Vi, definitely not favorites coming into this one, and Empire just didn't have it. Unfortunately, they fall short. They will not go to China. They will not compete in this year's Mini International, the Dota 2 Asia Championships. But Na'Vi still have a lot of work to do. They have not qualified yet. Coming up next, we have another best of 3 guys. It's Alliance, who will be taking on Virtus Pro Polar, another elimination match. The winners of that match will move on and face Na'Vi, and from there, then we get down to the final few teams. But with that said, we wrap up this best of 3 now. Congratulations to Na'Vi, and, well, for Empire, better luck next time, guys. We're taking a break. We return with Alliance versus Virtus Pro Polar. You can follow KOTLguy here on Twitter, @KOTLguy, myself, @LDDota, and stay tuned to @BeyondTheSummit, of course. All VODs will be up on youtube.com/BeyondTheSummit TV. And with all of that out of the way, we'll take a very quick break. We shall return for more Dota 2 action after this.